guys, come take a ride with me. I'm just gonna record what I'm doing. I think that it's really important for everybody to see how a creator thinks and how they go through a process because not everybody can see. Like, for example, if I was to be able to see Jeff Bezos' life, and I think a lot of people would benefit from that. Like, a lot of people would like that. So, here is my life, and this is, you can see that today is Monday, December 22nd. And right now I'm searching for, can you lock your SanDisk USB drive? You could use a built-in software or SanDisk memory app. Creating password protected vault for your files. Turn it for Windows using. Remember lost passwords. Data loss. So let's put some music on. I'm gonna lower it a little more though. This is my favorite song so far. So I got some music for you guys so you can listen to that when I do my little pauses. Like I said, when you watch my videos, I think it's better if you were to listen to your own music that you like and have this playing in the background. But sometimes people like the whole package, and I can definitely provide a whole package experience for a person that just wants to view it and just be like, yeah, I just want to vibe. Like, what is he vibing to? Like, what does he listen to? What gets him going? You know what I mean? But basically, I'm looking for, this is the disk utility. I'm looking for how you can possibly lock a USB drive. So that's the USB. As you can see, you can only do Mac OS Extended and case sensitive journal, and then you have exFAT and you have MS-DOS FAT. What I want to do, I want to lock my USB drives. Yes, you can lock USB drive. Send us on security software for support or Mac OS built-in disk utility for general encryption. Both require password for access. Get the SanDisk security up. Let me lower the music, bro, because it's not even playing that loud for you guys yet. I'm sitting here hearing it on full blast. Oh my gosh, you know what I keep thinking about though? I keep thinking about New Brunswick. I swear, I didn't think that you could fall in love with the place. Like, I never knew what people meant when they said, like, this is my home. This is where I want to be. Like, I do miss the place. I miss it. Do I have to be there right now? No, because I'm like, the only way I would be there is if I'm on the street and it's cold outside, and I don't want to be on the street outside. So screw that, you know what I mean? But yeah, I miss it because, like, when things were going well, I always miss the good times. You know what I mean? But I understand the rough times you have to get through, but nobody likes rough times. Like, I don't understand why people elongate rough times. Like, that's what jail does. Jail elongates a rough time, and it doesn't do anything for the person. It just makes them more depressed. It just gives them less to look forward to. I think that we should be giving criminals something to look forward to. We give them nothing to look forward to. And I think that's the most inhumane thing that you can do to a person. It's stupid. It doesn't make sense. We should be a land of hope and dreams. Not just America, but everywhere. And, you know, those backwards thinking that a lot of other countries have, like, doesn't fly with us. You know what I mean? Like, America is more like, you can do whatever you want, but it's really expensive to do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Oh, that's what I want to do. Okay. I didn't know that. Um, I switch out drives a lot. I just thought of something. I was like, you know what? How should I use these USB drives? As you can see, I have a bunch of them plugged up in here. Um, I was like, the only reason why I use them is to transfer items. You know what I mean? And then I have this heavy hitter, uh, HDD, a hard drive, a connectable hard drive to my Mac. And the connectable hard drive is larger. So I have these USB drives that are like 128 and 256. They're not that big, but I have a 4 terabyte external hard drive. I have a 1 terabyte external hard drive. Believe it or not, I filled up 1 terabyte already. So I needed to get something bigger. So I got 4 terabytes. And what they say is that you need to have 2 copies of everything that you have. Now the problem is, like, when you make those copies, like, you have to password protect them. There's no point of not doing that. The only reason why I'm so big on password protecting stuff is because I have schizophrenia, and that means that I have to deal with the police. And at the time when I wasn't doing well with my medication, they would come in, and then they would, basically go through my room. So they like go through the house. I'm not sure if they go through the whole house, but they definitely go through your room to check to see if you have any weapons or anything like that, to see if you're a dangerous person, if you're in danger to yourself or anything. And when they're doing those searches, things go missing. I had a bong, what is that called? It's a steamer. It's something, a vape. I had vapes taken. I know you're thinking, like, obviously those are going to be taken, but then what really got taken was a 500 gigabyte hard USB stick. They left all my hard drives and took that 500 gigabyte USB stick. And let me tell you, it was filled. It was filled. I kind of think that my sister took it, because my family also did take a lot of things from my room. Like, every single time I came back from the hospital, like, it would be like a brand new room, and it's like you're getting stripped. So I'm really big on locking up your hard drives, and also, like, what's it called? Also, like, scanning stuff to your computer and uploading them to your cloud. Unfortunately, the cloud is not a solution. It's a temporary solution. Because imagine if you go to jail for a year and you don't pay. No, imagine you go to jail for 4 years. You don't pay Google Drive for 4 years. They delete all of your information. Is that even fair? A lot of things become unfair when you look at it through a criminal's eyes. And people don't realize that. People don't think through a criminal's eyes. They think, oh, I'll never be a criminal. You can never catch me doing any of those things. And it's like, all right, well, one day, what if your life just goes to shit? And everybody's life is going to shit right now. Everybody is bored. Nobody is happy. Bro, I'm so lucky that I'm starting to see the world in a different light. Like it's definitely amazing. Like after I got schizophrenia and after I got stable, I started seeing things in a brand new light. And, they say a lot about schizophrenia. They're like, they have some interesting things online that they talk about. And I definitely want to share it, but we're going to do a couple of things first. So, file system that encrypts data on a partition with a password requiring a password to unlock it. I like this because I have a lot of spacing. So I have a special notebook that I like to use. And let's switch up the music. Let's go to club feel. This is all royalty free music. You get to listen, not have to worry. But I'm looking for a scanner because I have a special notebook that I like to write in. There's special notebooks that I like to write in. I don't really like to use what's it called, notebooks. I like to use notes. So this is a Canon. Let's see what this looks like. I need something like this, a dedicated scanner, because look, you see how he has the book open like that? That's what I need, and it looks like it does it perfectly. PDF, I don't like that. It's 9 by 9.9 inches, about 10 inches by 15 inches. 10 by 15 inches. Okay. I thought I would need something like this, but no, I don't need that. I don't need this because the notebook, you can't rip it apart. It has to stay in order. The notes notebook, but the notebook, you can tear out the pages and scan it into a scanner. I don't have much money. I did see another one. This one's $89. The Epson Perfection V19. So what we're going to do, we're going to ask Google. What the hell? Come on. Why are you doing that? Why can't I open you? That was weird. Okay. See, this is journaled encrypted. So I'm gonna get a third party drive thingamajiggy. What else do I have to search for? I don't think. Okay, I got that done. Now, yo, I think this is. I love everything that I do. I love everything that I do. I don't think anybody realizes that. It's like I do it, and then you get a rough patch, and then that rough patch is a bitch. You know what I mean? Like, it really is something where you're just like, oh my gosh, why are you going through this hell? And typically, it's what people have put in front of you for you to tackle. Like, that's why I have such a problem with humans, because the way that they go about things, it really is a punish based system. Like, they think, they act like Mother Nature punishes us, but does it really punish us? Think about it. If you're in a snowy environment, what does it give you? It gives you seals. It gives you mammoths. They don't exist anymore, but you know what I mean. I don't know where. They give you wolves. They give you things that you can survive. That's what Mother Nature does. It doesn't really take away. So people look at it and they're like, okay, it gives you wolves, and then you can use this the fur of the wolves, and there's bears, you can use the fur of the bears, and there's not that many humans around that live in the Antarctic or wherever is Greenland, I think, or is it Iceland? For some reason somebody told me that Iceland is green and Greenland is ice. I don't know if I'm right or not, but they're like, okay, it's, you get those things, but you forget that it's really cold and that you can die in the frost. You get frostbite, you can lose a limb. Like, Mother Nature is very punishing, but it's like, the only way those things happen, you know what I mean, like, is if you do something wrong. Like, you sit outside after you've taken a shower. Like, why are you doing that? So they take that logic and they're like, okay, if you're not supposed to be doing that, like, you know that it's wrong, let's make sitting outside after a bath illegal. And if somebody does that, you throw them in jail, because that tells us that there's something wrong with them. And the only reason why we're doing that is because they could get frostbite. So if we catch them in time, they don't get frostbite. We put them in jail for almost getting frostbite, because Mother Nature does that. She gives you frostbite, then you lose a toe, you lose a whole foot, you lose an arm. So if Mother Nature does that, then we have to do that as well. But we are not incapable of thinking further than that. You know what I mean? We're not incapable of thinking further than that, because you got to look at the positives. It's like, all right, well, now that person has frostbite, but now there's a doctor that knows how to amputate a leg. You know what I mean? And then eventually we'll learn how to fix frostbite. We'll learn how to grow a new arm, grow a new leg, grow a new toe. We're going to be able to do that. We have that hindsight. We have sight. We have eyes. You know what I mean? If Mother Nature had eyes, she would definitely, if you get trapped outside, like you somehow get trapped outside and you just took a shower, you locked the door behind you by accident, then you locked your house and you have no way to get in. If she had eyes, she would make it a little bit warmer. You know what I mean? Like, so why do we act like animals towards people that do the wrong thing? Why do we act like animals towards them? And my friend May, she would argue and she would be like, well, what about rapists? Like, are you going to give them leeway? It's like, yeah. What you don't understand about rapists is what the victim receives after they get raped. And people don't understand that. They're like, what are you talking about? The people that get raped, they get into more trouble later on. They need therapy. It's like, no, they don't really necessarily need therapy. I mean, therapy just lets you know that, hey, people are watching you. You know what I mean? Like, you do anything wrong, you're going to get in trouble. But since you go to therapy, it's like, okay, you go to therapy. Now, we know that you're working towards trying to be better, so we'll give you some leeway. It's like, all right, cool, you're doing therapy. That's all that therapy does for a person. It just allows you to have a leash, and now that leash has a little cushion on it. You know what I mean? Because you still are on a leash, unlike everybody else. Everybody else is like roaming around and doing whatever they want. They're going to dog parks and shit like that, while you have to go on secluded walks with your owner, and you can only go home. You can't go to the dog park because you attack other dogs. You know what I mean? Like, you have to wear a muzzle. And that's how we think. We're like, okay, you're like a dog. You need a muzzle because you're going to bite other people. That's how humans act. You know, a murderer attacks people. If they're alone, even if they're in a group, they'll attack a person. You can't put them in handcuffs and think that they won't attack. You have to take it a step further. And I'm like, okay, I understand the logic. Like, we need to seclude these people. So that's what I mean about criminals. Like, I don't think that we shouldn't seclude them. Some people need to be secluded. Like I said, in the future, we're going to be able to fix limbs. We're going to be able to do those things for people. And until we do that for a person, we have to treat them humanely. Like, if a person has frostbite, are you just going to let the frostbite just sit there? Or do you cut it off? You know what I mean? You try to remedy the situation, but I see that when we try to remedy those situations, we make them worse. And we ignore that we're making them worse because we're like, okay, they're secluded, we got them in a place. You don't give them books. You don't give them a clean place to live. You don't allow them to walk around. You have boxers that go in a ring for millions of dollars, And why do you pay them millions of dollars to get in the ring and fight somebody else? It's because you know that they won't go to a jail and allow a person to walk around because the person's a murderer. Allow that person to walk around. They need somebody to walk around with them. They need a one-on-one. Nobody wants to do that. So they're like, since nobody wants to do that, you'd rather two level-headed people fight it out. Are they really level-headed though? You know what I mean? We'd rather let two level-headed people fight it out. We'll pay them millions of dollars for it. And the guy that can protect himself, the one-on-one guard with that murderer, we're going to pay him like $20 an hour. Like what's it called? What word am I looking for? The way that we distribute money is so wrong. It is so wrong. I have such a problem with it. You know what I mean? Oh, like absolutely. I think there is a huge problem with the way that we distribute money. Like, we only do it because we know that the person that needs to beat all the odds will beat those odds, but we will make them feel such hatred towards humans, and we'll say, this is why we jail people. This is why we do this to people, because look how they make you feel. So you're winning, but you're having some downfalls here and there. Like, I feel like the biggest winners have the biggest downfalls as well. So I look at myself and I'm like, that's a winner. And then you look at my rap sheet, it's like, okay, he was a winner until he turned 18. Then after 18, he started smoking weed. And after he started smoking weed, he started going crazy. Biggest downfall, 6 years. He's in and out of the hospital. Can't get it together. Won't take his medication. And you're like, okay, he won't take his medication, he won't do this, he won't do that. Biggest failure. We should expect big things from him. That's how we should be looking at things. You know what I mean? It's like, how can you do that? Look at a convicted person. I keep saying murderer, but I feel like YouTube is going to flag my shit. But look at a convicted person and think that they have so much potential because they fell so far behind. They must have fell far behind for a reason. For a reason. Why did you fall behind, bro? Like, tell me, what are you trying to work on? What is going through your head? And then we just look at them and we're like, nah, they're crazy. They're just crazy, bro. Like, we don't need to help them. So I think I have a Ugreen. I have to double check. So I looked at Best Buy and I looked for USB hubs powered. They don't have it. They just have these little shits. And then they have like 5 ports, 5 ports, and then 1 HDMI port. And I'm like, bro, I don't need HDMI. So I went on Amazon, I did powered USB hub, and I found them. Look at them. Look at all of them. Look at them, look at them, look at them. The problem I have is space. This one would be perfect. Like I said, with Amazon, sometimes it's a hit or miss. Sometimes their product is good, sometimes it's bad. But I want specifically a powered one because if you have a Mac Mini, the front ports, when the computer goes to sleep and you don't shut off a Mac Mini, when a computer goes to sleep, it disconnects the USB, whatever you have connected into it directly. And then what it does, it causes a kernel crash. The freaking thing just crashes on you and restarts. And restart takes like, 5 minutes. Now you're thinking to yourself, you're like, oh, okay, like I left it on for a week. I used to have Windows. I left it on for a week. Okay, it needs to restart. Okay. That's how I was thinking. And I was like, nah, this is not right, bro. This don't make sense. So the reason why I'm looking at this one specifically is because it matches my Mac. It matches it. Minimum 30 minutes, 65%. iPad Pro, 65%. The problem is I don't have space. I forgot what I was saying. I was saying something, but whatever. But now my Instagram feed is like showing me Elon Musk, and they're showing me a lot of Elon Musk. And have you ever heard him speak? Yo, he's like, he stops a lot. He stutters through it. He gets the point across, but you're just sitting there like, yo, I had to wait so long for that point. You know what I mean? Like, listening to him talk helps me make videos, because it's like he is so intelligent. He has so much money, and he's created a car. I don't think he even graduated college. Maybe he did. Most of these people have graduated college, but like, we need people that don't graduate. But the reason why so many people graduate college is because, in a way, it's easy. All right, let me phrase that, because that will piss a lot of people off. It pisses me off too. All right, listen to this. So when you go to college, it is extremely hard. In class, it is extremely hard. And I think a lot of people started noticing that. And when the pandemic happened and everything started becoming online, people started cheating a lot more. But you can only cheat so much, because like in math, you won't be able to cheat. The only thing that you will be able to do in math is have your notes out, and then like you look at a math problem and then you look through your notes. You just have to have the slightest bit of memorization. You don't need to have photographic memory like you typically do for college. For college, you need photographic memory, especially if you are what is it called? Oh my gosh, I just had a huge brain fart. Basically, you can't go to college unless you have photographic memory. If you don't have photographic memory, it's going to suck big time for you, and it's not going to make sense, and you're just going to have to drop out. But when you have classes that you can take online, you have a little bit more leeway. Now, if you're doing history is a little bit easier than math, because all you have to do in history is to copy the question and paste it into Google, and then there's a flashcard app. When you look at that flashcard app, it's going to tell you the answer. Sometimes it's wrong. 85% of the time you're going to be right. That other 15%, you're going to be wrong. But most of the time the questions are online. And then they have another thing where it locks your computer. They started cracking down on that, where it locks your computer. I don't know how that works, because I don't think Middlesex had that. But apparently Belinda, my sister, has that, and she can't use a second her main computer. So what you have to do is you have to have two computers, but side to side. And at the time when I was working at Middlesex, I had two computers. I had a desktop and I had a laptop. By the way, standard. Like when I go to Africa, bro, if Africans are like, bro, I listen to your YouTube, I think you talk about interesting things. Do you want to come down to Africa? You know, I'm not sure about planes. I might have to take a boat. I'm not sure about boats either, bro. Because I get, you know how you get seasick and you get altitude sick? I get suicidal sick. Like, it sucks. I can't do anything about it. Like, if I'm high up in the air and I'm just like, holy shit, I feel like I'm going to jump off. Like intrusive thoughts type of feeling, it sucks. I can't do anything about it. The medication does it. I know for a fact that it's the medication because when I was on this medication before, I did not have those thoughts, but I had very depressing thoughts. Basically, I wasn't able to create when I was on the medication before. Unable to create. I couldn't write out anything. It was like somebody cut my lifeline, and it made me so afraid. I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot create anything. I can't write anything, because I started writing after I got schizophrenia. I started writing stories here, stories there, and I can't find them for some reason. But yeah, I was writing and I was making stories, and unfortunately, like, once I started taking that medication, I told the doctor everything. Like, I was freaking out, you know what I mean? Like, every time they told me to take the medication, I would take it. At that time, there was another time later where I stopped taking it. But I was taking the medication, right? And every time they gave it to me, they would give me a bigger dose. Like, it would be like, it was first 2.5, then they moved it up to 5 milligrams, then they moved it up to 10 milligrams. It was too much. They started over medicating me, because this is how they saw it. They were like, oh, if you don't take the medication, this must mean that you are rejecting it. It's not working for you. So we're going to up the dose. You guys are idiots, by the way. Doctors, you're idiots. No, just because I'm not taking the medication doesn't mean I need a higher dose. It just means that you need to find a way to get the medication in my system without me having to take a pill. And they finally get to that point, because every single time I went to the hospital, they would dose me up because I didn't take my medication for a long time. And then I got in trouble. I went to the psych ward, and then they would put a higher dose because they're like, oh, he's not taking his medication, or the medication is not working. It's like, it's not working. The medication is not working. The medication works. I just don't take it. And a lot of psychiatrists need to understand the difference in that. They don't understand the difference, and it pisses me off because they go around over medicating people. May was like, bro, I don't want to take medication because they over medicate people. And she saw this kid with Adderall eyes. I don't know what it's called, but his eyes were so large because they overprescribed him, and the psychiatrist never noticed. Like, it pisses me off. Like, these psychiatrists, they're just smart people. That's it. You're a smart person. I get it. You understand some things, but you're not passionate about what you're doing. That's the thing. That is the difference. You're not passionate. You think one thing and you go with it, and you don't listen to anybody else. Like, there's definitely a point in time where psychiatrists stop listening to the patient. They just stop listening. The only people they listen to is the family, because the psychiatrist is like, well, he's a liar. He's not telling me the truth. Like, if he's hearing voices, he's not telling me that he's hearing voices. But when the family sees that this person is doing bad things, like, not bad things, like weird things, like taking showers constantly, like 5 showers a day and going outside and staying outside for a long period of time and sitting in your car for a long period of time. When the family sees those things, that's when they call the police. But now that they see now, so the psychiatrist is like, okay, the only thing I can believe is the family, because if he's doing weird stuff, then that means he's not medicated or the medication is not working. So I need to up the medication. That's what they do. That's how they think. And psychiatrists need to listen to this recording, because you guys have problems. You guys don't know what you're doing. And you go into the field and you got your degree and you're like, I know what I'm doing. No, you don't have passion for the work. You just know how to do the work. You're just a worker. You are a worker bee. That's all that you are. You're just a worker bee. You don't have any passion for anything. You don't know what you're doing. You don't. You have an idea. Yeah, you can describe schizophrenia. Like, I was surprised when the psychiatrist was like, you're schizophrenic. And I'm like, how the fuck do you know that? How do you know exactly what I am? How do you know that? It's like, I didn't tell you that I hear voices. Like, the first psychiatrist, I didn't tell him anything. Like, I was locked. You know, I just came out of dealing drugs and everybody says don't talk to cops. And I'm like, this psychiatrist is a cop. You know, I was in psychosis. And when you're in psychosis, you just get bits and pieces of information from the world and you create your own little world out of that. So I could have very easily have thought, like, if I had a police officer in my family and they were very kind to me, like they were unbelievably kind, I would have been like, oh, let me talk to this psychiatrist, let me open up. But we live in a world where these authoritative figures typically abuse their power. They abuse it and nobody wants to deal with them. So everybody says the same thing. Don't talk to the police. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't do this. But the thing that you're supposed to do is talk to them. But here's the other problem. You talk to them and then you get punished for it. That doesn't make sense. Like, what are you guys doing? And this is not the right music. I think I just made this mix for the hell of it. So it's been 30 minutes. It helps me track time. So it's been 30 minutes. Damn, I've been talking for 30 minutes, bro. I love this. Like, if I could do this for life, I would be totally amazed. I would be taken back. I would be like, oh, bro, really? Like, I could just sit here and talk. Like, I don't have to do anything else. It's like, yeah, bro, your shit's good, bro. Woo. But nobody watches my YouTube videos, bro. Nobody gets through them. I have to find a way to get people to watch my stuff. So here we go. I want to know the size of this. It's $51. It's a hub. It looks pretty long though. Look at how many USB sticks you can put in there. Look at that whore, bro. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I was talking to this girl named Linda. I don't think I could tell anybody about it though. She was definitely a scammer. I shouldn't say scammer. She was an OnlyFans. She was definitely a scammer because it made no sense, bro. She can text non-stop and it's like she doesn't sleep, and I'm like, yo, bro, are you a vampire? Like, because I stayed up till like 2 a.m. talking to her. Then I went to sleep and I woke up at like 7 a.m. and she texts right back. You know, it takes her either she texts from a range of 1 minute to 10 minutes. And if she doesn't text you in 10 minutes, she's not going to answer you anymore. That's what happened to me. But yeah, I have this epiphany. I was just like, wait, I'm famous, right? Like, people don't understand. When I love May because I can explain that to her. I'm like, yo, I woke up one day, I was famous. And she's like, what do you mean, explain it? And I'm like, I can't really explain it. I woke up and I was famous, bro. Like, it's crazy. Like, if I go online and I tell these people this on Facebook, they immediately stop answering. They're like, oh, I'm not going to listen to this dude. This dude is crazy. But May listens to me. So I want to do as much as I can for her because she believes in me. You know what I mean? Like, it's amazing. She's a great talker and everything. So I'm going to change the music. Okay, so I'm looking at something USB for a laptop. This one's a little bulkier. Looks ugly, but it works. I'm sure it does. So it's a USB 3.0. That's what I'm looking for. So the reason why I looked at this one was because it has a USB-C connector. So this is what I'm shopping for so far. I don't need it to be that big because I don't have that much space on my desk. The Ugreen works very well. This is what I typically do when I go shopping. I don't typically look further than one page. Look at this. Look at this. This is exactly what I'm talking about, bro. I'm telling you, the world listens to you. The world freaking listens. It listens, bro. Just because humans have ears and you think we can hear, you don't think Mother Nature can't hear as well? You're crazy, bro. You're absolutely crazy if you don't think that she can hear you. Oh, what am I looking for? This one, right? So this one, nope. This is not good. So I need a powered one. That's the big thing that I'm going for. I mean, this would be good, but I don't need this one. I mean, that one would be nice. It would look nice. I don't know why I closed that one then. Let me see. Whoops. I don't think it's a good fit though for what I'm looking for. Like, this one's too big. This one has 12 ports. I don't need 12 ports. 9 ports would be a little bit smaller and it would fit on the desk. And this has 10 gigabytes per second speed. It has a power. I don't think I fully explained why you need a powered thingamajiggy. Okay, I figured this out. I have this down. I should break this one off and make a second video of Craigslist. I need to, oh, I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know why it's doing it. It's like it's shy or something like that, bro. What are you so shy about, my computer? Anybody looking for a job? Anybody looking for a job? I highly suggest you do independent contracting. I am very serious about this. I don't think anybody understands how serious I am about this. I want to create jobs. When I create jobs, they will be independent contractor jobs. You will do them when you want to, not when you're told to. Because being told to work is the dumbest thing that you can ever do to a person. You will make them depressed. They won't think straight. They think that that is the only way that life works. No, you work when you want to work. And when you don't want to work, that doesn't mean that's a problem. Everybody's like, you have to work. You know, that's the biggest problem with, I want to say psychiatrists. And the problem is, when they hear something like that, when you're like, no, I don't want to go out or anything like that, they're like, oh, you must be depressed. Let me give you medication for that. And then the medication hops them up and they don't know how to deal with it. Or in other words, they don't know what real happiness is. You know what I mean? Like, the medication does help, okay? It does help. Let's get that off the table. It helps. It helps people out. That's why I push for May to take the medication that she's told that she needs. They say that she has ADHD, and it's like, okay, if you have ADHD and a psychiatrist is telling you this, then please just start taking the medication, bro. Just start taking the medication. I think May is sleeping right now. She's fucking hilarious, bro. That girl's a riot, bro. Nobody understands her, but like, even I get pissed off, but as I talk about her, as I get it out, like, you just need to get it out. You know what I mean? Like, you need to vent as well, because she vents a lot. And her vents are turned on to high all the time, while yours is sleeping more than half the time. And then when hers is on high, it's like, holy shit, now I need to turn mine on too, because I didn't know that I needed to vent this much. I can't vent to people. I can only do it online. I was so mad when The Weeknd was like, I hate it when you're chronically online. And I was like, damn, am I chronically online? And I was like, nah, I'm not chronically online, bro. I'm just doing my shit. Highly suggest. Look at Craigslist. Look at this Look at this, $28 to $50 per hour. Are you paying attention to this? And you work when you want, and that's what people are scared of. They're like, if you don't tell me when to work, I might not work. And it's like, okay, you have to work on that then. You have to find something that you enjoy. But these independent contractor jobs are very enjoyable, but they're not for girls, unfortunately. But Leia already figured something out to fix that problem. Girls don't like to work with their hands like the guys do. And there's some guys that believe that they are of a higher caliber and that they should get paid for what they do. So Leia created this app called TaskRabbit where you can do office work. You're an accountant. You're a whole bunch of things. So many amazing things. I sound like Trump right now. So I know that he has absolutely no idea what he's talking about when he goes on his little rants and he's like, listen, I know that there are very great things happening. Right, bro? So I lowered it a little bit. Maybe I was too loud. I was getting a lot of feedback. I just realized that. Wow. I was getting a lot of feedback. My bad. It was a little bit too loud. I need to change the XLR cable. I got this from Amazon. I knew it was going to be cheap. Absolutely. Amazon is a mix between B&H Photo and eBay. Like, if I was to talk to, what's his name? Oh crap, I forgot his name. If I was to talk to Jeff, I'd be like, yo, listen, bro. The stuff that you sell, some of them are crap and they need to be taken off. Like, you should have a flag button on your thingy, but you're like, if everybody starts flagging it, well, if everybody's flagging it, then there must be a problem. Let people write it out. Be like, yo, bro, if you're flagging this product, why are you flagging this product? That's what eBay needs. Bro, I don't know what you guys are playing at, bro. Like, I don't understand. Why are there so much fake products out there? And when you go on eBay, you see them all. You're like, yo, bro, what the hell? Sorry, I hear people outside talking. Oh, I got music playing so you don't care about my little breaks. Interpreter. That's what that's what that name looks like. Interpreter. I don't even know. Interpreter. Like, whoa, what is that, bro? Ooh, this is a 4.6, not bad. I need one, but I don't have $45 right now. I'm about to live stream, bro. Not my live stream. I need to get something to eat, though. Let me get something to eat real quick. That's probably what's the problem with Kai Cenat, bro. He's like online, and he's like, "Bro, fuck it, we're just gonna keep entertaining." Like, you have a headache, and you're just still going. Like, you're just like, "Fuck that headache. This is how we do it." Because I'm getting a headache. That's why I said it. Oh my gosh. So Best Buy is an out. Oh yeah, I was talking about Craigslist. So I already did the gigs. I searched it up. This is the first place that I go to because gig economy is much, much more freeing. Like a gig economy means like, oh, we just need you for 2 days. We need you for 1 day. Here you can donate your plasma and we'll pay you for that. You know what I mean? That's what a gig is. It's not a job where it's just like, we're going to take up all of your time. I'm thinking of something. I'm like, yo, bro, what about, how do I pay people for using my app? Because I want people to get paid for using it, bro. There's 709 hits. So let's go through this real quick, bro. Maybe I should break up these videos, but the uploading is annoying. I'd rather upload a 1 hour long video than uploading like 10 small ones. I feel like that's dumb. So here we go. We have jobs here. So is writing is a scam. So I already flagged that one. This is the gigs. I could close this. I wanted to show you guys what I was doing. This is a research trial. If you open it up, it gives you day one labs, get paid free clinical trials. You have to show up for these trials, and my family will not be like, yo, yeah, you can test out medication. Bro, that's not going to happen. There's people out there that can do it, and if you pay them for it, that's cool. I think that that's awesome. You know what I mean? Like, if I was living on my own and I was on the street, these people, this should be the number one place where homeless people are going to. Like, it should make sense. Like, something should click. Why isn't it clicking? For homeless people, they make it way too hard for them. And people don't realize that, because you go on that thing, you go on this, and it's a fake site. $250 an hour for single session study. When you go on Craigslist, there's a lot of scams, but you got to go through them. You have to go through them. Like, don't let your curiosity die. Let it flourish. You're curious for a reason. And then what you're going to do, you're going to fall into one scam. You're going to fall into it because your body is going to be like, I'm pissed off, bro. Like, you're not paying attention to anything. Like, I need you to go through some scams so you can stay on top of it, because you got to think about it as a muscle. You got to think about it like that, bro. I'm giving golden advice here, bro, and nobody listens to this. This is crazy. This is crazy. So here we go. If I was living on my own, would I do this? The answer is yes. If I was a female and I was a 5, I would call up this number and be like, yo, what's good? But you got to realize, like, I would be down and out. Like, I would be like if I had a car still, if the universe allowed me to have a car, if I still had a car and I was paying for insurance, but I was living with my parents, I would go to this. And then what would happen is, like, they would make a video of it. And I'm like, yeah, sure, you can put me in a video. Do you want us to block out your face? We'll give you more money if you don't block out your face. Maybe I'll block out my face out of just moral obligation. But I would be like, nah, show my face, because I want other people to hit me up. I want more jobs. Get me more jobs. and then your family finds out and they try to disown you, okay, fine. Now you're homeless. Now you can go even harder. Even harder, bro. That's the name of the game. You're going to go hard. You're going to make it work. Because we're not scared. We're not scared. This is annoying. You guys threaten us with it. And we're just like, bro, we're just trying to live here. You know, other people are able to do it. But, you know, we're a little smarter than that. You know what I mean? Here's a package delivery driver in Trenton. I didn't see this one. I love delivery. Yo, shout out, shout out, shout out. What am I saying? Shout out? Hold on, I'm saying shout out. I'm saying shout out. Shout out. That sounds hilarious. Shout out. Shout out, bro. To Roadie. Yo, this is what I'm going to run through. What's it called? That thingamajig. Oh my gosh, I forgot what it's called. Oh no, what is it called? They stopped doing ads for it, so I can't remember the name. Oh no. It's in my downloads. I'm scared to open my downloads. I don't want people to see it, but screw it. If I see it, maybe I'll remember it. Oh my god, I think I died. Holy shit. Don't tell me I just freaking died. And I'm like... Opus Clips. Yeah. I have to say something. I have to say something to God. I have to say something to God. The second time, he comes in, I go to his room, I'm sitting on his bed, and then he's about to give me another dab. He rolls in again. He's like, I'm God. Oh, why is it not playing? That's it? That didn't make any sense. That one didn't make sense. Opus Clips. I'm about to put this one into Opus. Ooh, why did it go up big like that? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm gonna go into Opus Clips and do that. So Roadie, shout out. I'm just gonna say it like that. Shout out. Shout out. Shout out. Shout out to Roadie. Deliver like a boss. The trick to Roadie, if you guys want to know. If you guys want to know the trick for Roadie, you have to start delivering. You have to start doing it. And then they'll give you more options to pick up from. Like, it's an unlock type of thing. It's like a game. It's like, all right, you want to deliver like, if you deliver 5 with us, we'll give you 10 more. If you deliver 10 with us, we'll open the map up for you for 20 more. That's how you have to do Roadie. Don't like it though. It pisses me off because it makes people turn away from your app because they're looking at it and they're like, there's nothing on this. Roadie is still pretty new, but it's a UPS company. They should be delivering packages for UPS, but they can't rely on them yet. I don't think UPS can rely on Roadie yet, but eventually everything will be independent contracting work. I see it right now. I see it. Like Gary Vee said when he was like, yo, bro, online shopping is going to be a thing. Independent contracting jobs are going to be the main thing that will drive our community. It will make so much more sense. All right, so let me close that. Addiction behavior research. You get a compensation of $2,760. This is probably fake. So what you can do, this is articles, bro. It's not even a job. And then I would flag this. I can't flag it. Usually there's something, oh, right here. I would flag this, but like, because there's no like reply thingamajiggy here. Where are they? Yeah, this is supposed to be there. So I would flag this. I want to flag it because it pisses me off. Like, these people are annoying. So let's look at jobs real quick. Oh, this is what the one job that I found that apparently you get paid for it. Earn up to $25 per survey. They said that it's not consistent and blah, blah, blah. But they say that you actually do get paid. You do get paid from it. And they said that like when you're doing a survey, sometimes it kicks you out halfway. Let's make this a little bit bigger. I don't know why it's doing that to me right now. It's being very annoying. I messed up. I was supposed to show myself on camera. I completely forgot to though. Oh, you can't do two things you can't do both things, I don't think. I have to try that out. But let's look at this real quick. Let's go through this, guys. 1040 tax preparer. Like Anya has so many job opportunities, but I believe that when a person has a lot of job opportunities, it means that they're very, very distracted. You're going to hear me say that a lot. That's going to be my favorite word. That's going to be the favorite thing that comes out. You are distracted. Anybody can get your attention. All they need to do is throw a little bit of money up in the air and you're right there to catch it. You know what I mean? But what if you're like, nah, I'm not catching that. Fuck it. You're not going to let me catch it. You're not going to make me catch that. Don't fall for these. I'm looking for gig stuff, but like, this is all that I got. A sign spinner. I wonder if these are real. But they make it into a job? Like, what do you, why would you hire me? You know what I mean? Like, why would you do that to me? Do you like being outside? You know how cold it is outside? Oh my gosh. Hazlet self. But these are real people. That's the thing. It's like a real person is telling you, yo, can you stand outside and spin this sign? They cannot think of anything better for people to do. That shit is crazy, bro. I don't know what they were saying. Oh, look at this, a YouTube video series. They have interesting jobs on here nowadays. You guys should definitely take a look. I need to get something to eat. This is what I got stuck on. Warehouses. I was like, yo, I can do that. I hated it. Absolutely hated it. Telecommunicating, look at the reply, just an email. They just want your information. Scam. I wouldn't put your phone number on here. I wouldn't do that. I go straight for people when I look for scams. This is what I got stuck on in my life. And they had to smack me out of it, bro, because I couldn't. Every time I had a car, I was like, all right, I'll go to a warehouse, I'll work. It's like, bro, did I explain this? I did a great explanation when I did this. This is what my mom does. Notice how they don't tell you how much you get paid. Pisses me off. People, like, there's scams and they're legitimate too. I'm not really looking for a job. Like, this would be cool. This would be terrible. I don't know what to set up in your room, Jay. This, like, you gotta look at my life. Like, I can't drive, so I can't do this. So my life, the universe literally blocked out a lot of the noise. You know what I mean? That's what this guy was talking about, Elon Musk and the creator of Windows, I think. He was talking about them, and he was like, they have a noise ratio. So it's the Windows guy, I forgot what his name is. He operates at 80%. At 80%. He has 20% noise, and the other 80% is just work. And he was like, Elon Musk is the only guy that he knows is 100% just raw, just, I forgot what I forgot what no noise. He basically has no noise. So the other guy, he has 20% noise. Elon Musk has no noise. And all he does is just work and gets at it. And that is typically important, because once you get rid of all that noise, you start to see your work ethic. And this is what I think. Getting rid of all the noise in your life, you got to realize this. You only work for a certain amount of hours a day. You don't work that long. When you go to work, your productivity lasts from 3 hours to 5 hours. So there's no point of keeping you for 8 hours. You got to understand that. You only work for 3 to 5 hours, and then after that, you need your brain needs rest. It can't take it. So I would say that when you get rid of all the noise, your work productivity goes up. So let's say you can only work for 3 hours, and then you get rid of all that noise, you'll be able to work for 6 hours. You will probably double your work ethic. It will just happen. But people don't know what noise is. Noise is work. you're 9 to 5 working for whoever you are working for. You know what I mean? You're working for FedEx, you're working for Costco. That's noise. People don't understand that. They think that that is no noise. What am I? That's clarity. They think that that's clarity. That's not clarity. That is noise. You don't like it. Stop saying that you do. Stop pretending like you do. Your body will show it. Your mind will show it. Your health will show it. The way your relationships will show it. You are not happy. All right. So you would look at my life and you'd be like, yo, but Abram, like May gets kind of pissed off at you that you don't have money and that you can't hang out with her all the time that you want. You can't go to New York. New York is noise because I can't afford it. But let's look at it another way. What if I can afford it? New York is still noise because I have to travel to it 45 minutes out of my day to get there. And then what do I receive from it? It's not much unless I live there. If I live there, then that's not noise anymore. That becomes clarity. I live there. My bills are being paid. I'm good. But like I said, you know, it's a lot of noise. It's a lot of freaking noise. Oh, why is this up to my nose? Well, I don't know why my mic is up to my nose. Okay, there we go. I just heard myself like breathe. I was like, yo, bro, that was loud as hell. Yo, so yeah, you're probably wondering if you're reading my book. Yo, this book is 11 years in the making. 11 freaking years. That is my estimate. It would take me 11 years to complete my books so far, and I'm adding more to it, bro. It's not even done. And if you're reading this in 11 years, you will notice that there is passages about Linda, and it's me and Linda going back and forth, and we're talking, and it turns out that she is a scam, and I don't fall for it. And a lot of people are probably asking, they're like, why don't you get to interact with someone, so why don't you interact with her? And I'm like, you know what, this is why not? Like, it just costs $3 to talk to her on OnlyFans, because she's like, no, I don't want to talk on Telegram, there's too many scams and blah blah blah. I want to talk on OnlyFans. Subscribe to my OnlyFans so we can talk. And I'm just like, no, bro, I'm not gonna do it. Like, I can't do it. At first I was like, I can't do it, I don't have money. You know what I mean? That was my first, you know, when I went into this thing, when I was just like, if I get scammed, what are they going to take from me? The most important thing about scams is like your money. Don't pay for anything. Do not pay for anything. That's what I kept telling myself. I got to a point where I was just like, maybe I should pay for the initial $3 for the month. That was a promotion that they had. And then you would pay $20 every month after that. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you know, $3 is nothing, bro. And then $20 a month, I could deal with that. I can do that. And I was going to pay this girl. And she doesn't even have great oh my gosh. Should I even say that? Her boobs are not on par. Unfortunately, her tatas weren't tataing. You know what I mean? Like, it was... The girl was nice. She was very cute. Very cute girl. well, her tatas were not that great. And I didn't save any photos or anything. I should have. I should have been taking screenshots of that shit, bro. I don't know why I didn't. Like, I should have been. But I didn't feel the need to. I was just like, I have pictures of her face. She looks pretty cute, so I can show people that. It's like, yo, look at this girl that I'm talking to. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, holy crap, I'm becoming a scammer. Oh my gosh. Because she was like, talk to me on OnlyFans. And I was like, you talk to me on my OnlyFans. She's like, no, talk to me on mine. I'm like, I'm not gonna pay $3 when I have an OnlyFans. You can just text me there. But the thing about scams is, like, you have to be prepared, and nobody is prepared for scams, and you will run into it, and you don't know what a scam is until you run into them. And the only way that you'll know what a scam is if you talk to people. So that's what I started working on recently. I'm telling you, 11 years in the making, bro. 11 years. You're gonna be reading that junk and you're gonna be like, bro, this dude did this back in 2025. It's 2036 and we're just learning about this right now, bro. This is what I would do. I would click these. I would click those because those are the only ones that seem real. Those are the only ones that I can do. I can't be an auto technician. I can't be a line cook. I can't work around food like that. I mean, I used to work at Arby's, but once I learned about Arby's, bro, and this is what I mean, Jeff, bro, that shit makes no sense. Whatever. I'm not in the workforce anymore. So I don't need to worry about there being independent contracting jobs. Like, I'm the one that's going to start creating them. But how scary must it be to be on top and be scared that everybody hates you? How that must suck. Oh, that was like a little jab. My bad. Oh, my fault. My fault. I didn't mean to do that. I think I tried to sign up for Grubhub and there was a problem with it. Like, I could do this during summertime. Now, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. How much I fell in love. Fell in love with my independent contracting jobs. I fell in love with them, bro. Fell the fuck in love. I fell in love. I don't care what anybody says. Just knowing the difference between all those different jobs, I've done over 40 jobs, guys, and I fell in love with independent contracting jobs. It's like, bro, if you talk to me, I'm gonna be like, yo, why don't you do independent contracting? Like, they don't pay the most. They don't. I'm sorry, they don't. You know what I mean? Like, you get paid $17 an hour, maybe $20 an hour when you're on a good day. On a good day, you know what I mean? I think that was the problem. I'm pretty sure I signed up for Grubhub and I got denied. I'm gonna do this. I'm going to do this. Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I? What is your problem, bro? I'm gonna fill this out a little bit later. Yeah, I just know you can't force me to do anything. You know what I mean? That's what I'm big on. It's like, yo, you can't force me to do anything because I can't do anything. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, bro, why are you getting mad at me, bro? Why are you getting mad at me? I can't do it. And it's not like I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I can do it for you. That's how we are, bro, and that's what sucks. You know what I mean? And I think that's typically why I think that's typically why Abram doesn't have a lot of friends, because they would have to do a lot for him. You understand what I mean? So the more time I sit at home and think, let the pressure get to me, let the boredom get to me, because I'm rarely ever bored. And that's a problem. If you're rarely ever bored, how can I get you to work? Because I don't know what you really like. You have to get bored, dude. You have to get bored. I don't think people understand that. They don't realize that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna stop the recording here. I'm giving way too much good information, bro. This is too good. This is too good. All right, peace out, guys. I'm gonna go eat. That was a great recording. I'm gonna applaud myself, real bro. You know what I mean? Like, that was a great recording. I just don't know how big the size of this is. That's why I'm stopping the recording. So don't think that I'm stopping for anything else. But it's just that. Whoa. All right, peace out, guys.